Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It is so good to have you right now because joining us is some really exciting people. We've got Paul Griffiths, a partner of the Waterfront Theatre School, as well as director of the musical, and alongside him are three beautiful women, three cast members of the musical. We've got Rachel Saunders, as well as Azande Dube and Tide Hickman. You can see them being represented in the best way, and they're here to chat about their latest production. It's called Heathers the Musical. I think we got to give them a Feel Good welcome. Come on. Wow, that was the loudest welcome we've ever heard on set. They're here for you. The crowd is going wild for you. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Paul, maybe I could start with you, just talking about the Waterfront Theatre School, right? What gets you excited about being there? We're talking about creating. We're talking about putting together musicals and productions. What exactly goes behind it, and where are you at in your mind?
So what makes it exciting is the fact that we get to spend a Monday morning on a television program doing interviews, and then we get to be in performance and having fun. But the Waterfront Theatre School is very much about training young people, empowering them, people who want to go into the creative economy. It's a very competitive creative economy. And so part of what we realize is that to be competitive in that industry, you have to have a versatility of skill. So part of what we do at the Waterfront is we focus on making sure that the people who are coming through our program end up being multi-skilled with a diverse skill set that they can then apply to any aspect of the creative economy. So what we're doing now in this production of Heathers is we are showcasing the performing aspect, but it's not the only thing that we do. We also focus on creativity, developing creative entrepreneurship. And so part of what we have with this production is we have a full student technical team. The design has been done by someone who you're going to be seeing performing later this morning, Saskia Bormans. Our lighting design has been done by a final year student, Vickers Lowe. So the idea is to bring all the skills and to then put them into practice in the context of a production, and that's what we're doing at Artscape at the moment.
I love that. I'm telling you right now, Paul, you put so many parents at ease, because if any theatre kid goes to their parents, say, please, Mom, I just want to be famous. I love that you mentioned things like upskilling as well as entrepreneurship within the creative economy. I mean, that's what we need to see.
And in addition, we then also recognize that teaching in the creative arts is a massive opportunity. So our brand pillars are perform, teach, and create.
Wow.
And you're able to do all of those things in one program that's been specifically designed to make sure that you don't have to choose between one or the other, that you can do them all at the same time. Because we recognize that as freelance creatives, you have to be able to do a whole range of different things.
And if you don't, it will teach you that as you go along the journey.
Absolutely. So rather know it in advance than discover it when you're out there.
Yes. Well, Rachel, maybe we can come to you. Let's talk about what you guys are doing. Heathers the Musical. What is it all about?
So Heathers is obviously the original cult classic movie. Winona Ryder, people know it and love it. And so it's really a story of sort of just teenagers figuring themselves out and social hierarchy and how do we navigate the world. And high school is sort of a very concentrated version of that because you are in such close quarters. So you get the best and the worst of humanity, and it follows the story of people trying to navigate that and figure themselves out. So it's really quite it hits quite home for us who are not so far out of school, and also for our parents, because it's set in the 80s. It's a very real look back into their youth and the time that they experienced. So it applies to everyone.
You see how Rachel then did this when she referred to the older people. The 80s. But it's very true. I mean, I definitely am not very close to school. But I matriculated in 1989, and so for me there is this nostalgia of the 80s, which makes it very appealing to me. So it has one resonance and relevance for me, and then a completely different...
I love that, across different audiences, different age groups. Azande, maybe I could touch on you. First of all, the green is your colour, girl.
Oh, thank you.
I want to talk about that adaptation into a South African audience, South African space. So like Rachel mentioned, Winona Ryder, the cult classic, it's in the US, right?
Yes.
How do we bring it home, and how do we make it appeal to our own audience?
As Rachel mentioned, it is very relatable across the board, across different generations and decades. It's set in the 80s. The musical was produced in 2010. And it's 2024 now, and everyone can kind of relate to the same topics that are being focused on in the musical. So it's quite interesting that the take that our lovely director, Paul, took is to make it as natural as possible and focus on the text itself. To make it super relatable to audiences in South Africa as well, because we all face the same challenges, growing pains. So I think everyone can definitely relate to this musical.
Oh, I love that. Tyler, I'm going to hand this one over to you. I mean, you touched on growing pains Sunday. Maybe some other themes that the musical does touch on, if you can recall any, top of mind?
Yeah, it definitely touches on teen mental health, which is a huge thing, especially that we deal with nowadays. So it definitely makes it relevant. It touches on making the world a kinder place, I think is a huge topic. It deals with a lot of tough topics that need to be spoken about. It opens up a great conversation between parents and teenagers as well. So it's really, I think, an important musical for everyone to see. It has a really strong, beautiful message to send.
Oh, I love that. And I think it's so important that we use art in this type of way, right? Yes, we're here to be entertained, but also it opens up that dialogue between different generations to get along. I'm here for it. Okay, ladies, I'm going to send you off. Go prepare to give us a beautiful performance. And Paul,
I'll spread out on the couch.
Lie down, relax, enjoy yourself. Let's get into the tickets, where we can follow you, how we can get all the information we need. Give us that info.
So the wonderful thing is that at the moment, Heathers, the tickets for Heathers, it's the hottest ticket in town, and they're a little like hen's teeth. So we are sold out.
Oh, come on.
Which is very exciting. But on a daily basis, tickets are returned. And so if people are wanting tickets, and I would really encourage this call to action, check in with Web Tickets. The event is listed as Heathers the Musical with Web Tickets. There are daily returns. And so if you haven't got a ticket, there's still a chance. And then if you don't get to see Heathers, don't stress, because the Waterfront Theatre School will be presenting another production, a dance show, at the end of August. And we'll be communicating details about that on all of our socials.
Amazing. Where can people find you online if they want to?
We are on Instagram, we are on TikTok, we are on Facebook, and actually our Instagram account at the moment, it went viral. So one of the clips for Heathers went viral on both TikTok and on Instagram with over 5 million views.
If that is not enough to convince you to stay on Web Tickets and hope to get your ticket, this runs until the 27th of July. So we really hope that you get a seat, right? Well, for now, if you don't manage to do that, we're going to give you a sneak peek as to what you might be missing or might be seeing live. Here's a lovely performance by the team from Heathers the Musical.